This week on the Face Off Hockey Show, you guessed it, we had some tech issues. It's going to be a little truncated edition. That's fine. We got a lot of entries to get through. We got a lot of country songs to get through. We got a lot of pick 'em to start doing. The Face Off Hockey Show starts right now.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. What? With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway. Hey, shoot the There we go.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe in miracles? Yes!
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
That's right, everybody. Welcome to the Face Off Hockey Show for another fantastic, fine week. How are you doing? That's great. I can't hear your response. I'm joined, as always, by the man, the myth, the legend, John P.
Whew. Made it.
Hey, look at that. What? The mark with a C there.
I switched up. So, yeah, this week has been a shit show so far. Just throwing that out there.
No? Okay, sounds about right. All right.
Sorry, man. I mean, mine has been a literal shit show. But
nice.
Boom, yeah. So, yeah, we've had some tings and some stuff happen. So, there we go. We'll talk about that probably in a little bit. A little truncated edition. That's all fine and dandy. But, hey, guess what, kids? We got to get to our weeks real quick. Johnny?
Yeah. Week hasn't been great. It started off well. The weekend started off well. Had fun in Alexandria, and then played soccer. Monday was pretty crap at work. Played soccer. We lost 4-0, and I got hit square in the face with a soccer ball.
Oof.
And then tonight, my computer down here decided it was going to restart itself and update some Windowsness that took over a half an hour to do. Tried to set up everything upstairs, couldn't get that taken care of in 10 minutes, and bada bing, bada boom, half an hour late.
It happens. Here we are. We got here eventually.
I also can't see myself on the video, so we'll see.
That's
what happens.
normal, though. You're not supposed to be able to see yourself, I don't think.
Nah, the only person that sees everything is the man in charge, and that's this guy right now.
Oh, well,
you're usually the guy in charge.
I'm normally in charge. I'm like, I can always see myself. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. So that's me. It's the SWAZZ. That's good. Well, at least you didn't break your face too much, I guess.
No, my lip is swollen. Yeah, my top lip's swollen. Definitely got hit square in the mouth. And luckily it was not concussed at all. But picked up the water bottle after getting hit and swished some water around, and we started the game back up because there wasn't much time left. And then I spit all the water out, and it was all red.
Nice. That's using your face.
It was. I mean, I can kind of fault the guy. I can't fault the guy though for hitting me in the face. I mean, it's not like he was trying to hit me in the face. He just kind of ramped up and caught me. But they were already up 4-0, and there's no reason to hit a soccer ball as hard as you can from 20 feet away.
No, it's really not. I don't know much about soccer. I know that's uncalled for.
That would be like you being up 4-0 and just ripping a slap shot from like the dots.
I have done that before. I can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be like Scotty crossing the blue line and hitting a slap shot, because normally he shoots from center ice.
Exactly. Anything over center is
it's out of line for
Scotty. You
actually way too close
in the offensive zone.
Exactly. Once it's not an icing anymore, and then they're just like, oh, this isn't fair.
It's fine though. It's fine. I'm wearing my DC United jersey this week in honor of Last Call RFK.
Yeah, fun times.
So the Legends game looked pretty cool. I watched that.
Yeah, seems pretty interesting.
I am
from the
putting down
pictures.
some Duclaw beer.
Excellent. Of course you are. You have like 85 cases left. So
It's true. They're like gremlins. If you get them warm, warm, they multiply.
there we go. Love it. All right, Mark with the C. You're dealing with poop too.
Yeah, it's crazy over here. Lots of poop. It's all now like the actual
Poop?
It's not that like tarry poop anymore. So it's easier to clean
I
up.
don't remember that one.
Yeah, that was one of the worst games. That was called. It was ET. I think was
Yeah.
was actually on the label for that. But yeah, everything's going okay. Not sleeping so much. But
You sound fantastic, by the way.
yeah, currently this is the last week without. I will be back at work. Not next week, but the week after. So yeah. So this is the second to last week, I should say, and when I say vacation, it's not a vacation. It's definitely not a vacation. I want to make that very clear. This is not a vacation. If I sound good, that's great. I also managed to hardwire the computer to the network, so hopefully my microphone doesn't go out periodically. Fingers crossed, knock on wood.
To be fair, you sound a lot better. So like just on the little bit.
Like
so
the
good.
human, from a human standpoint, or from an actual technology standpoint.
Oh no, from a actual technology standpoint, from a human standpoint, you're a bag of shit. Like
I know.
I can check that, Johnny. Yeah, but no, from a human standpoint, that yeah, it's a broadcast a large video. Yeah, you know, that's fine.
I think I did all that before I get kicked out the first time.
Yeah, no, the boxes are off. We're good. But yeah, no, you sound great. We'll see how it goes.
Super duper neato, gang. It only took me like 6 weeks.
How
Or no,
about we
probably more
plug
like
it
10
in?
weeks.
So the best part about this is I was thinking about it today, right? And you had always said, everything that I record sounds great. I don't know what is wrong with this microphone and this. And then we were the only ones hearing you all garbled up. But what was actually occurring was it was the internet.
It's probably the internet. I mean, granted, we don't know that anything's fixed yet, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
No, it's
Exactly.
fixed.
It's very, very possible that
We don't
you know,
we don't test anything on this show. It's fixed.
No, it's
and-
fixed.
Ethernet cable as opposed to Wi-Fi could
Well,
have.
you also had two Wi-Fis going.
It's true. I did have for some. I had an internal and I had bought an extra external PCI card, thinking that would improve my connectivity. Little did I know, I forgot to disable the old one before enabling the new one, so I had both Wi-Fi adapters going. I know that this is very hockey relevant, but let's see if IT, that's me also, fix the problem.
Perfect. Well, good. I'm glad you're sounding a little better. From an audio standpoint, you know, you sound like a new father. Otherwise, so
Yeah,
that's good.
thank you.
For me, it was Minnesota North Dakota weekend. Boy, howdy,
Big one.
it was boy, dead gophers being thrown on the ice.
Actual dead gophers.
Legit dead gophers. Being thrown on the ice. Electric, like I haven't heard an arena like that like I did on Friday in a while. Like just everybody and their mother came out, people shouting at Minnesota fans shouting at North Dakota fans. It was a great time. So that was a thing. If you want more, you can hear about it on the Soderstrom Bubble. We talked about that because it went to our rivalries and stuff being thrown on ice bit. What else did I do? That was about it this week. I had to go to a medical conference per my work. So Monday I went to my first ever medical conference. Boy, howdy with that.
How's that
I got a
make you
lot
feel?
Boy, I got a lot of free stuff. I'll tell you that much. Other
They
than
give
that,
you they give you the best pens.
dude, I got like half a dozen pens. It was they had fidget spinners there. I didn't get one of those. I should have got one of those. In hindsight, I should have gotten a fidget spinner because all the kids are doing it. Yeah, some like they had tape measures. I'm like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do with the tape measure? Lip balm. It was pretty amazing.
The weirdest thing that I got when I went to one of those conferences was mints in a like labeled like marketing type with our logo little plastic container.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, is it on the Mint? Because that doesn't seem like it's a good idea.
Like, did they rebrand the mints? It was aftermarket mints that they
I
just
think
stuck a little
I
sticker
think they
on.
were aftermarket mints. I think that's what it was.
Wow, it's fantastic.
Oh, actually, no. I'll take that back. I got a pair of Crocs.
Okay, even better.
Back when I interviewed for Northrop Grumman right out of high school, I know this isn't a medical conference, but what they gave me was a USB thumb drive. And it was, if I'm remembering correctly, I want to say it was like 64 megs or something like that. 64 megabyte thumb drive that could store absolutely nothing now. But back then it was like, oh my God, I can store all my things on it.
I know,
That's
like
fantastic.
the 2001. That's fantastic. I was gonna say they're recruiting right out of high school. Like, damn, Mark.
Oh, I meant
Yeah,
college.
that's Mark's going to the NBA.
That's true. I was super smart. He was, he was
Straight out of high school.
Yeah.
Northrop Grumman guys are just ducking and dodging through the Yale Avenue and the crime that goes on there, and
Yep.
just showing up just to see
True story.
Mark engineer. It's amazing.
Yep. They were actually they were ducking and diving around Mark Teixeira bombs,
Oh,
trying to get to my car in the parking lot.
there we
You're
go.
like, look at his wingspan.
I also
He's got
purchased
tremendous potential.
some ECHL swag, little Swamp Robin swag right there.
Oh,
Little. I also got a T-shirt that has the logo inside the state of South Carolina. So I got
How
me
are
some-
swamp rabbits different than regular rabbits?
Well, the Swamp Rabbit is actually a train that runs from Greensville, South Carolina to, I think, the Appalachians. And then they just put a bunny on there because it's hilarious. So therein lies the name of the Swamp Rabbit.
Ooh,
well,
it
the
can also be
train
called
would be
a
a
cane
weird
cutter.
mascot.
Wait, what was that, Johnny?
I said the train would be a weird mascot. I feel.
Would be. Just ask the Worcester HC Railers. They're a train mascot. It's weird. Mark, what would you say they could also be called?
Cane cutter.
Mm.
A cane
Is that what
cutter.
happened when DDP faced off against Kane?
I think so.
Got a cane cutter.
So the only known predators for swamp rabbits are domestic dogs,
Mhm.
American alligator,
Interesting.
not Australian, American alligators, and humans.
How can you tell?
I don't know.
And
The-
I'm
the
assuming by the
official-
accent.
The official genus name of the American alligator is Alligator Mississippipensis.
Penises.
That's a lot of penises.
Family
I want
show.
you to try and pronounce this word. I just sent it to you guys. It's alligator and then that thing at the end.
Mississippi penises. Yeah, you're right. That's just sounds.
Mississippi
Yeah, that's definitely what
penises.
it says. yeah.
Definitely is Mississippi penises. Everybody.
MISSISSIPPIENES.
No,
ENSIS.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah, it's Mississippi Enos. It's
That's
like
the
maybe it's their center.
It's actually their senator, Mississippi Enos. He was third term. It's amazing.
By the way, whoever determines what the conservation status is as far as the extinction list has listed the American alligator as the least concern.
I know that's the best.
This is great. Like their rankings actually say least concern. You're fine.
Yeah.
Nobody needs
Yeah.
to worry about you. There's probably too many of you, but
It's
we
like a
can't.
doctor's
kill you.
office.
Yeah, least concern.
We're least concerned with you, buddy. Don't worry about it. Well, good then. We're at least concerned with the Mississippi penises. It's always good.
Mhm.
But you should be the most concerned about those. But we'll get to that at a later time. All right. So that's the start of the hockey. Is the my trip to the hockey and another to the hockey, and then here we go. We're going into some fantastic news. Here we go.
Just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
I saw we had a
Oh.
lot of injuries.
Oh boy, howdy do we. All right, so let's start off with Vegas, as both their goalies are down. Malcolm Subban is out 4 weeks. He is done with a lower body injury, whereas Marc-Andre Fleury is done with a concussion. He is out indefinitely, though people say he's going to be coming back. He's closer to coming back than ever before.
Oh,
Don't
He's
know
probably
that-
just gone till November, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well, give a kiss to his mother.
yeah.
Oh,
Don't
by
call it
the
a
way,
comeback though.
next week, but we should just do a Wyclef thing. He's going to be back next week
Okay.
because it's November
Can-
1st.
And we can also wake up the guy from Green Day.
Yeah, I said that joke and people yelled at
Oh.
me.
We had to wake him up earlier. Sorry.
Yeah.
Beginning of
I
October,
saw
my
that.
fault.
Yeah, I saw that. People yelling.
Yeah, shocking on Twitter.
Yeah.
Tuukka Rask.
Imagine that people think they're funny.
I know. Tuukka Rask, concussion. He is week to week. Nolan Patrick, concussion. His status is unknown.
Wow, the concussion spotters had a time this week.
Oh, yeah. So here's something away from the concussions. Ryan Spooner, and this sounds like a bad weekend for you. A groin adductor tear, 4 to 6
Ooh.
weeks.
Not good.
That's not good for business. David Schlemko
I
had
bet you he won't be doing any spooners.
no
No
Spooner.
spooners.
Hardly know her. David Schlemko hand
Big
surgery. He's out 3 to 4 weeks. Andre Burakovsky's got thumb surgery. He's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Is this the same hand he broke last year?
Who? Burrow?
Burakovsky.
I don't know. It could have
I
been.
think it was his right hand he broke last year.
Yeah. What is this one? Left.
I have
one?
no
Oh.
idea. I just
Yeah,
found out he
neither.
was hurt.
Oh. So yeah, 6 to 8 weeks for him. Jeff Carter got a deep cut to his leg. He is out indefinitely.
Was it the first cut?
It's the
The
deepest.
first cut, yeah. First cut is always the deepest.
But it allowed Brooks Lakes to be signed. So we got that going for us. So congratulations
Wow.
to Brooks Lake. He is now a member of your Los Angeles Kings.
That means he'll probably win the cup and be on there with Jeff Schultz.
Exactly. If only. Zach Parise had back surgery. At first, people said he's going to be out 8 to 10 months. And then Mike Russo of The Athletic asked a doctor, and he laughed in Mike Russo's face. The doctor said at least 2 months to set it up. By the time he starts rehabilitation, we're looking at 3 months, 4 months down the line. So, Zach Parise, we hardly knew you.
Wow. Yeah. That's like season ending already.
Yeah. Patrick Eves. Julian Barr syndrome.
You know, I read something about that. This is interesting. This is an interesting story.
So basically, he was feeling weak and all this other stuff, and then the doctor and the physicians and all that decided to take a deeper look at him. He went to hospital and all that stuff. So Julian Barr, I'm looking it up right now, just so I'm just specific about it. What it does is it attacks your body's immune system by your nerves. So it's almost like a paralyzing situation. So symptoms are like pins and needles feelings on your toes and ankles and wrist and fingers, weakness in your legs, unsteady walking, rapid heart rate, lower high blood pressure, difficulty breathing. So, yeah, Julian Barr syndrome. He's recuperating in hospital. Obviously no timetable for his return. So,
Interesting.
yeah,
Jeez.
Julian Barr syndrome. Yeah, that's kind of weird. It's a bizarre situation. And Patrick E is one of the better stories from last year with how he was able to revitalize his career with the Anaheim Ducks and also from not shaving. So we'll see how that goes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had October 23rd for your Jaromir Jagr gets put in the IR, come collect your earnings as he is on the IR because he pulled his Jagr, ladies and gentlemen. Pulled Jagr, first pull Jagr of the season. You can put on the board. Yes. We all knew this was coming. Like a guy who didn't have training camp at all and then thrown into game situations. Shocked.
He's
Shocked
46.
Yeah. His body might be breaking down. He's going to treat Calgary like Washington Part 2. Like he really doesn't give a damn to get there. He's just going to hang out and see what he can do.
That's fine. He's making money.
Yeah.
They're selling jerseys. Like and
Exactly.
let's be honest, both people are getting what they want out of it.
Exactly. And also Bobby Ryan fractured his finger. He is out a month for your Ottawa Senators.
That is a ton of injuries for not even being November yet.
Yeah, man. We're getting to it. We're getting to it hard and deep. Gross. Erica Branson got suspended for a game for boarding Frankie Vetrano. That's been served. Alex Ovechkin, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Ovechkin sets an all-time OT winner record at 20 goals in OT. So good for him.
That's a lot. How many
Congratulations.
goals do you think Wayne Gretzky would have had though if they had overtime?
They did have overtime.
Yeah, but if they really had overtime, this is they didn't play 4-on-4.
No.
It's
How many of
3-on-3.
Ovechkin's goals did come 4-on-4?
Yeah, well, if they had that overtime.
I mean, that's only been recent, though, right? Like,
Yeah, but
That's
I
like-
think like 10 of his goals have come at 4-on-4 hockey, probably in overtime. I'm guessing.
4-on-3 with the power play too. To be honest, like how many of those overtime goals are power play goals as well? Shane Doan has reportedly joined the NHL hockey ops department, like every retired NHL player.
nice.
Good for him. Obviously, not going to be playing in the Olympics. There's people in Phoenix, Arizona are pissed off. They don't like it. So they have
They don't like
dedicated
what?
the coyotes. They have dedicated their subreddit to just talking about the animal of the coyote. The Arizona Cardinals have done the same too, to talk about the Cardinals. So if you go on the subreddit, it's just pictures of coyotes and then talking about their atmosphere. I guess. I don't know.
Can we? There has to be a point where the internet has diminishing returns, right?
Nope.
Like, have we reached that point?
No, there's no
Have we
dimension.
reached the point where there's too much shit on the internet, and like, all of a sudden we're not exactly getting out of the internet what, it was intended to be?
I don't know. I think this is hilarious. This is like a fan page just doing that kind of gimmick. We'll see how it goes. By the way, I just saw a thing on here on this story. Master P wants to help Kaepernick start new football league.
Sweet.
That's Johnny. That there is too much.
Critical mass for the internet.
Yep. Oh, Mark's problems aren't fixed.
Hookers.
It's fine. You just broke up a little bit.
So Master P, he's going to be starting the make him say FL. So congratulations to him.
I hope it's that. I hope it's UHHFL.
Is there a G in there? We don't know.
Yeah, there is. Master P's doing it. He is the G.
Yeah, he's the OG.
So
I thought that was
the
ODB.
no, you can't see. I don't know. I can't sing ODB. Ought to be. By the way, the Devils have done something fantastic. Have you seen about this? Have you heard about this?
I don't believe I have.
Have you seen about this? Have you heard about this? Let me talk. Let me see if I can get here, and we can get to a little Scotty screen share brought to you by no one in particular. If I can get it up here, they make pills for that. So, the New Jersey
Scotty's
Devils.
just setting up his own jokes at this
Yeah,
point.
New Jersey Devils are wearing as a team. The Violent Gentleman has given them David Putty shirts. So it's the David Putty in face paint and says, "We're the Devils, we're the Devils," as from Seinfeld. So I haven't seen if Violent Gentlemen are selling that on their online store, but there you go. They got the Devils. That's the
Okay.
team shirt. This is critical mass for the internet here, Johnny. I'm giving to all your critical mass.
I feel like we won't find out that we've already like crested the peak of the internet until it's too late.
Too late or just in time. Here's another story. Apparently, the Philadelphia Flyers have a Ric Flair robe to which they give out to the player of the game. So they've gone beyond title belts, beyond helmets, beyond anything. They're going right to Ric Flair robe.
Well,
We're hitting critical mass on player of the game rewards too.
Yeah.
Like, what's next? I can't even think of something that's next.
Yeah, I
Nothing.
can't think of
See?
anything either.
Nobody can. What's next?
it's still got the longest. It might be the oldest ride in the park, but it's still got the longest line. Woo!
Woo! By the way, I'm checking it here, and I think they do have the David Putty shirt available. Yep, they do. The El Diablo tee, $24 on Violent Gentleman VGHC.com.
How did they
So-
get rights to that?
Well, they're not using the logo in itself. I don't know how they're getting his likeness rights.
Yeah, how do they get his face? I mean, I'm sure that it doesn't matter about the logo, right? You know what
Yeah.
it is. But how do you get to use his face? I feel like that's property of Seinfeld.
Yeah, Larry David should have something to say about that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Shouldn't he have rights to his face?
No,
No,
not when he
he,
signs
he
that
signed that contract away.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's nothing, Mark. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that's what we're doing here. By the way, Mark, I know you have to go. Are you able to stay? Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
Am I still here? Am I still here?
You're there. I think you're still there.
Okay, it was me.
Do you got your Canadian country songs ready?
Oh yeah. You know what? I have three. I have three that I wrote down. I meant to look into more, but I just didn't have the
Are we gonna
time.
write them down so we can run them by Lyle? Is that what?
Yeah. Well, that's what the homework was. We get 10 songs.
I have 10.
I got
I have
10.
a bad feeling though that some of us have used the same song.
I'm sure we have. I'm sure we have.
I can. I might be able to, if Lyle's listening and wants to come on a little early, we could overlap a little bit.
Yeah, I think we should overlap if Lyle's there because I have nothing else in terms of because we have to talk to him about Mr. Shipachev because he has been reportedly given permission to seek a trade, and
Wow.
we'll also talk about when the Coyotes might ever win.
Who would have thought it would be the Vegas Golden Knights that are 7-1, and well, we knew the Coyotes weren't going to be good, but still, between those two teams, we would have expected the Coyotes to have the better record 3 weeks into the season.
I don't know by much though because the Coyotes they're still piss poor, like even on paper.
They're still shitty.
They're still shitty. So yeah, Vegas 7-1-0, 14 points. Man, that's 68.5. I should have bet the over.
I believe I did bet the over.
I think most of us got the over on that, but not like to the tune of this. Like this is projected to be over in a landslide.
I can't wait
got you back.
I can't wait until they're close to the home total that I picked. That was outlandish.
I know, right? I think it's in this one. I'll check to see what the outlandish home total is. Oh, here we go. Home wins total.
I think it was like 20.
Well, we said 27.5 for total wins overall, and then you said over on home wins. By the way, we were all wrong on the Yarmir Yager picks.
That's fine. No one saw the Flames.
No one saw the Flames. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Also, I'm picking up the pick'em from last year. Of course, Johnny P was the big winner. And then Mark will pick first this year, and then Lyle. Or no, then me, then Lyle, then Johnny. I think. I can't
Look
do
at the internet working.
math. Hey, it's Lyle Richardson, SpectreSoccer.net.
It's like Beetlejuice. I just say his name a few times.
You thought I wasn't listening. Ha!
I haven't been listening all show. Lyle, welcome.
Thank you.
So we have some we had some homework, and Mark has to leave here in a bit.
Okay. Yes.
Mark, you go ahead and rattle off your Canadian. Now, the premise on this is that we were talking about country songs and how they can be turned Canadian, and here's the outcome of it. Mark, go ahead and start. He's got three.
So I thought I had three. It turns out
Okay.
I only have two. But
Okay.
Do you want to do? If you guys are ready, we can do one round, and then I can come back to mine. But I'm gonna
Sure.
start with this one. It's by a man named John Michael Montgomery. It's a song called "Sold," it's for 70 cents on the dollar.
Interesting. Good work,
Yeah.
Johnny. That's a fantastic
Because
work.
of the exchange rate.
No, I get it.
Thank
We got the joke.
Because the Canadian dollar
Yep.
is.
Johnny, what's yours?
Thanks. My first one, I'm going to go with I Walk the Line, and it's a song about offside reviews.
Good one. I like that hockey.
I like that one.
Of course, my first one. I only have 9 because I'm using a Boot Scoot Boogie as the, as the first
Yeah.
one.
That's got to be
Had
the
that,
winner so
yeah,
far.
yeah.
That's the first one. So I am going to go with one of mine, not the strongest one, but it's at the bottom of my list, courtesy of the Red, White, and Labatt Blue.
Nice.
Ah,
So there's that one.
good.
Mark.
A classic, an oldie but a goodie. Stand by your man, but don't screen your goalie.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Were we supposed to
Okay.
do hockey, or was this?
No.
Was this Canadiana?
Yeah, you could be. You're basically. I mean,
yours
listen.
is,
it's whatever.
yours is probably more Canadian.
Yeah, I mean-
pieces. Ours is probably more hockey
More hockey
related.
related,
'cause
but-
I like
mine's
that.
mostly
I like it.
hockey related.
But
too.
remember, guys. I mean, regardless whether it's hockey or whatever. I mean, basically, you're just taking American country songs and giving them a Canadian twist. So
And making them better. You're right, Lyle. Johnny, your
Yeah,
second
that
one.
My second one is an oldie. Let me see where I found the year of this original song. The original song was I think it was 1967.
Wow.
It was here. It's at the end of this list. Merle Haggard, 1974. This one's called "If We Make It Through the Second Round." It's a song about Washington Capitals.
That's a good one.
nice
I
one.
like that one.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that one.
I'll give
Too
my
soon.
my only Canadian one. Well, one of my only Canadian ones. She thinks my Zamboni's sexy.
Yeah,
There you
that was
go.
going to be the one.
See, I had that one too.
There you go.
Yeah, like word for word. I knew we were all going to go there.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So I actually made an 11th,
All right.
which I don't think. So I don't think this is actually a country song because I tried to look it up, but it might be it's a possible country song. Obviously, it said hockey must be your stick because love means nothing to you.
Well, if it's not, we should make that one of your songs.
Look, I mean, let's be honest. Anything is a possible country song.
Oh, yeah.
I have one.
Mark, you're out, right?
Yeah, I don't have any more.
Okay.
All right.
I
This
mean,
had
I
way too
realized
well.
that
I
our
should wear
homework
this
was
for
for 10, but I didn't have enough time to go through 10.
That's okay.
You should,
That's
Joe.
okay. Johnny gets an extra point because he's appropriately attired.
Of course, as you should. be.
Yeah.
He looks like a young Paul Canyon or
With the
Whatever.
DC United jersey.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no, especially with the DC. United.
Exactly.
My next one is whose bed has your toque been under?
There you go.
Ooh, dude,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
I was thinking about using that one. I couldn't figure out what to replace boots with, but you did it. You did it. You managed it.
Did another one.
That's good. So my next one on here is it's a boy named Sean. S-H-K-O-N.
Nice. S-H-K-O-N is a perfect cut.
That's a deep hockey cut right there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a very deep.
My one is should have been a Mountie instead of should have been a Cowboy.
Mm.
That's good. That's good. I'm gonna go. You're still the great one.
That's a good one.
That's also great. Another Shania song.
Yeah.
Instead of Arizona, there is no Alberta.
See, I'm gonna piggyback off that one, and I was just gonna say there is no Arizona. Talking about the Coyotes.
There is no Arizona hockey team.
Look, and you're talking about Arizona. I mean, that makes me think of Phoenix, and of course, there's that country song. By the time I get to Phoenix, which you could change to by the time I get to insert Canadian city here.
Sure. Time I get to Winnipeg.
By the time I get to Moncton, yeah.
Mine's another one. I got heads Canada, tails Calgary instead of head California. That's good.
That's good. See, I was trying to do something with that song, but I couldn't figure anything out, so I moved on. My next one is Maple Syrup Moonshine.
Ooh, that's strong.
Mm.
That's strong.
Yeah.
Literally, like honestly, that's strong.
That's
That's-
strong.
yeah.
That's very
That's-
strong.
It sounds very strong.
It's thick, also thick.
Instead of Bubba, Jonesy shot the jukebox last night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. I went with did I get mumps for this?
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. Nice little touch. Instead of tequila, we're gonna have a straight Caesar night. So that's Clamato juice and beer for all
Yeah.
you scoring at home.
Yeah.
That's good. I have two left.
Okay.
First one, in parentheses, cycle like a, and close parentheses, wagon wheel.
Nice. I like that one. It's a good one.
Is that? Never mind. Circles. Spin around in circles. It was
No,
a song
it's-
about Michael Nylander.
Yes, I like it.
Nah.
Yes.
Instead of
Probably.
instead of Mississippi, a Mississauga girl.
There you go.
That's a little deep Ontario cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mhm.
Johnny,
that is
you're,
good. See, my last one kind of Mark already used, but I said stand by your center man.
Nice. That's
There you
good.
go.
Yeah.
And I think my closer was a boot scootin' boogie. So that was the top one. I kept that as my own. I didn't
Sure.
think I said
Sure.
the hell with it.
I would have also accepted the great Johnny Cash song "A Boy Called Sault Ste. Marie."
Ooh, that's
Would've taken that
strong.
one.
That's
Yeah, that
strong.
was strong.
Yeah.
That's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go.
Would
I
have
didn't go
accepted that
Greyhounds.
one as well. Yep.
It's
What
good.
do you think, Lyle? Did we improve upon some country songs?
Oh, absolutely. I would listen to those. I would
Okay,
listen to those. I would.
Well,
The
great.
title itself would entice me. I would
Because
listen.
all these songs, all 22 songs, can be found on Johnny P's triple
Yes.
CD. The hell am I doing here?
It's called a Ring of Fire. It doesn't work too well on ice.
A Ring of Fire. Now, how the hell am I going to get out of my home? All right, we're good.
Okay.
So do you want to do our pick? You want to do
That was
pick 'em
good.
real
That was-
quick
that was
and then-
quite
and
fun,
then move
actually.
on?
We can do the pick 'em now if you want. If you got to move on.
Yeah, this week we're going to do Kumja, Lyle.
Kumja.
Kumja, getting started off in your neck of the woods.
Yes.
Last year, Johnny won in a runaway because of those 200 points. I somehow finished second because of my points in the NCAAs. Lyle came in third, and Mark came in. Well, he came in Mark.
Well, he came.
Yep.
Mark
So,
came in like a lion and came out like Mark.
so here we go. We're gonna get ourselves a little
That's how he's got
action.
a kid.
Right. Mark, you are up first, sir.
It's fantastic. Let's see here. I gotta decide. This is a new year. I gotta decide what my my
Gotta
picking
find the gimmick.
strategy is gonna be. Let's see. I think this year I'm gonna go with the team geographically in the center of the league. I think. Is what I'm gonna go with.
Ooh, that's strong.
Yeah. So I'm looking at a map.
Mhm.
All the teams here.
You got three to
And
pick from, I
I
think.
think well, based on this map, I'm gonna go with I believe Rimouski Oceanic.
Oh, that's a good one.
Looks to be right in the middle there. I'm aiming for middle. I'm aiming for mediocrity.
I would say, yeah.
I don't want to be first or last. I want to be right in the middle.
You could have picked them, Chicoutimi or Bade Como. So, I like that. Good pick. Lyle, your pick.
Well, as you guys know, my thing is wrestling themes, so I see no reason to change because they're kind of fun.
Worked for you so far.
Oh yeah, it's worked out well. Now, ordinarily I would go when I'm in the Kumja. I normally go with the Victoriaville Tigre masks, but this year I'm going with something a little different, just a little different, and I am going with the Acadie Bathurst Titantrons.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good
I thought you were
strong.
going to go with the Gatineau Olympic champions.
I had thought about that one
Oh.
too, but that seemed a little obvious. That seemed a little obvious. So.
Well, Kurt Angle's back, as we.
Oh,
all
I know,
so-
baby. I get where you're going with that angle. I can dig it.
I get it.
I can dig what you're laying down, Daddy.
Or the Sherbrooke Beth Phoenix. I think we've done that one before.
Well, I don't think we have.
Mm,
Next time for Lyle.
yeah.
So I am going to pick one, and I have to get it started off this year strong. The Blaine Bill Brisbane Armada featuring Herman Menderchuk. So got to get that one out of the way quick. Hey, Kids in the Hall reference. Don't you dare miss it. Johnny P.
That's good. That's good. I think this time around for the Kumja, I'm gonna pick. Gonna see if I can stick with names where the city and the mascot are close in letters. So I'm gonna go with the Moncton Wildcats. Wildcats is 7 letters. Wildcats is 8 letters. Moncton,
Okay, interesting.
That's a unique way to go with that this year, Johnny.
We'll see how this works.
Yeah.
It might only last like 3 weeks.
As long as you try.
Depends how well I can count.
Well, it's an interesting theme. It's an interesting theme, nonetheless. I like it.
There you go. See, I
Yeah.
thought it was completely different. I thought you were going with the alliteration route rather than the actual number route. So
See, alliteration would have worked well too.
yeah. So here we are. Mark, you have
Well, maybe you could go with that later on if your 3-week experiment with your current format doesn't work out.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget about it by next week anyway.
Yeah, that's all right.
Mark, you got to roll out. You got to stop muting
Like
yourself.
Delamitri.
Yep, I am muted still. I have to roll on, like the 18-wheeler song. from
Roll
Alan
on
Convoy.
Saskatchewan. Yeah.
There we go.
Keeping up the country theme.
Another deep cut.
Another deep cut.
So yeah, I will be back next week. Next week will be my last week of parental leave before going back to work, and then I will be very tired. Super tired.
Which will make his appearances on the show that much more interesting and entertaining.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows what I'm going to talk about? Then.
Oh man, when you get punchy after those 2:00 in the morning feedings, oh baby,
Who knows?
I'm,
And
I'm already
his,
there.
his nipples are gonna be so tender.
I
know.
know.
I tried eating one of those lactation cookies, but it didn't help. It's all
like
a lie, man.
Yeah, no. It's
Don't
just,
Is it filled with milk?
ooh, that's
I picture it being like a jelly donut, but filled with milk.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, I'm breaking my chair.
On that note, Mark, have a good one.
Have a good one, buddy.
Enjoy your milk squirting cookies.
That's another.
That is
great
actually a
one.
great country song.
Yes. Milk squirt cookies
There you go.
Peace
by the
out.
Keebler Elves. There you go.
Yes.
Later, buddy. All right, good. Shitty Mike's out of the room. God, I feel bad for him because
Oh,
it sounded
man.
like he had it, and then
Yeah, he sounded good there for a little while, and then back to snap, crackle, and pop.
poop the. Oh, someone had a good one.
Oh,
Gunny and the Ink Machine on Twitter says you forgot the great Alan Jackson song. It's 5 for Fighting Somewhere.
oh,
Wrong.
that's
That is
good.
strong.
That's
That's
very
strong.
good. Yes, yes.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
You can
Well
find.
done. Well done
Yeah.
with the country songs.
It's 5 for fighting somewhere. That is a good one. That is good.
The problem was I was just like, what am I going to do with that one? I don't know what the hell to do with that one. Here we
See,
go.
I think that yeah, I don't know. All I had was hockeyness, so I went hockeyness.
Dave,
I feel
go,
like-
go with your
I feel
strengths.
like Lucky Looney would be a really good country song as well, but just as
Why
a
has
country
Paul
song.
Grant not done something like that? I guess is the question.
Mm,
Or Shania, Christ.
I don't know. Somebody used a loony in a song somewhere. If he was a Canadian, he or she was a Canadian country artist.
All right, Lyle. Back on the matter at hand.
All right.
So Vladim Shipachev. Shipachov?
Shipakak, yeah.
Shiba not going to work here anymore.
Shubadubadoo.
Right. That's apparently they have given his agents permission to seek a trade.
Mhm.
So he was the first pro signed.
He was the
team.
big one, yeah. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But where did it go sour because they had a roster that's better than they expected? Like, how did this all come to be? Like, it seemed like it soured very quickly.
Well, I just honestly, I think he's just struggled to adapt to the North American game, to the NHL game specifically. I mean, the guy's 30. He spent his entire pro career playing in the KHL. So, it takes a bit of time to adjust to the NHL game, and for some players it takes longer than others. I don't know if getting traded to another team, if that's going to improve his game. It's possible. I mean, as you said, you pointed out, I mean, the Golden Knights are better. Geez, right now, at least early, they're better than anybody could have possibly expected them to be. So that could be a factor there as well. Maybe he's just having difficulty fitting in, but I still think a lot of it has to do with just, the difficulty adjusting to the North American game right now.
Yeah, it's and by the way, they're doing this without their top 2 goalies. So
I know, that's the frightening thing. And they beat 2 very good teams in the Chicago Blackhawks last night, and on the weekend the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
So it's a hell of a story going on there in Bay. I gotta listen. I mean, sooner or later, I mean, this fairy tale is gonna come to a very bitter, screeching, crashing halt. But hey, I mean, so far it's a hell of a start for them, and good on them, and good on Gerard Gallant as well.
Only 55 more points until they hit the over. So
There you go. There you go.
So you got to hope for it.
I gotta tell you, I mean, if they made the playoffs, that would be just one hell of a story. It really would. I mean, but honestly,
they're gonna be hard pressed because the Ducks are gonna get better.
oh my lord, there are so many teams that are going to get better right now.
Well, I mean, you gotta
in,
figure,
in the West, so
especially in the Pacific. Edmonton can't be this bad. San
No.
Jose is not a 500.
San
team.
Jose is getting better actually over
Yeah.
the past week. The scoring was a problem for them. Well, if in their last 4 games, it has not been. So they're starting to come to life. Yeah, as you said, the Ducks are going to get better, especially when they start getting some of them bodies back in the lineup. I think by the end of the month, they get Lindholm and Vatanen back in their lineup. So I mean, that's going to help them out on the blue line.
I don't know what the hell Calgary is. In all honesty, I really don't know what these guys are.
They are a puzzlement, aren't they?
Because this is a team that the head coach said they're going to be a 100-point team, and everyone was so hyped about them. And Mike Smith's the piece that they're missing.
And they brought in Travis Hamonic as well to further deepen that blue line. They held on to Michael Stone. Michael Stone or Matt? Michael, yeah.
Michael, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I was expecting big things from them this season as well. I mean, there's still plenty of time for them to have it, but good God, their defensive game is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for Mike Smith, they would be one of those teams sitting there with maybe only 1 or 2 wins to start the season, and everybody going, "What happened?" You know, and it's because you don't have a good goalie named Mike Smith.
Exactly. And I mean, you're going to have to obviously when those teams is better, Vegas is going to be fighting for a wild card if they don't keep this pace up, which I don't see them keeping it up.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing out of their heads right now. I mean, God bless them. I mean, they're playing really hard. And you know, I think part of it is, you know, listen, there was no pressure, no expectations of making the playoffs. They were the team basically thrown together for the first time. So, I mean, yeah, it was the low expectations. There was no big, a lot of pressure on them. So, yeah, they can just go out and play and adjust to each other. And so far it's working out for them.
And the biggest thing is that they've been at home a lot too. Like they're in the midst of a 7 or 8 game home
Something
stand.
along that line.
They've only played 2 road games, so the real thing is going to see if they can go on the road and do this too, because that'll be interesting to see overall. But good, like I said, good on them. They don't know they're supposed to be bad. So
yeah. Oh, and very quickly, speaking about
Shipping out of here.
Shippers.
Shipaya. This just in, Montreal Canadiens' Marc Bergevin was contacted about his availability yesterday. The Habs aren't biting; they're out. So
no, they already have one alcoholic Russian on the team. Oh wait!
Careful. You've been talking to Mario Tremblay again. Bad,
What?
Scotty. Bad.
He texted me at 2 a.m. say, we up?
We'll talk about that. I can talk about that for a few minutes.
Because Jen told me to talk about this on the car ride because I picked her up. So because I haven't even looked it up yet. So Mario Tremblay apparently went to some people and was saying that the problem for Alex Galchenyuk's slow start and everything like that is that he's a drunkard and he tried to go to rehab and it didn't take. Like, is this the story? Like the bare bones of it?
Galchenyuk went to rehab. He said no. Okay, first of all, consider the source. It's Mario Tremblay. Okay, you take what Mario Tremblay says with a grain of salt. Sometimes the whole goddamn shaker. But he said this on a Montreal radio show. Yes, I believe it was yesterday. And of course, once that came out on the air, he claimed that Galchenyuk sought treatment once or twice. He wasn't sure about if it was 2 times, but definitely once. So, immediately this winds up, and of course, because it's Montreal, right away, Galchenyuk is pretty much ambushed right before the game about this. What do you have to say about this? And he's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Here's the thing about this. First of all, if any player goes to seek any kind of treatment, and we don't know if Galchenyuk has or hasn't. This story, if you will, is still kind of developing. But there's a confidentiality about this. Okay, if you're a player and you wish to avail yourself of the NHL's drug and alcohol treatment program, there's a confidentiality process here. Okay, and the player does not even have to tell his team about it if he does not want to. Okay, now we still don't know the whole story on this. Assuming that Tremblay is right and that Galchenyuk did go and seek treatment, we don't know if he told the team about it or not. But my question is, if he actually did go and get this treatment, who told Mario Tremblay?
Right.
Okay? Because what that is a violation of that confidentiality policy. So if Galchenyuk didn't tell anybody and nobody on the team said anything, or if assuming nobody on the team even knew about it, where did Tremblay get this from? Did somebody in the league tell him this? Or did he just hear a rumor that was unsubstantiated? He just decided to blurt it out anyway. Or was Tremblay just talking shit? We don't know the full story yet. Tremblay was not able to be reached for comment because apparently I think he's in Europe now scouting, or he left on a scouting trip after that interview. So nobody. Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Anyway, so no one can find him essentially.
So right now, I mean, we don't have, there's been no elaboration on this right now. What's he doing now? Latest thing, he was hired by RDS as a hockey analyst for Canadian.
Yes, that's all Wikipedia says.
Okay. Hang on a second. Let me go check something else here now for the story. Anyway, he's apparently unavailable. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, at some point he's going to have to be available to explain himself. Right now, the English media, most of the English, well, all of the English media in Montreal right now, basically are just running the story down. They're just saying basically consider the source, and some of them are also kind of and don't have very many nice things to say about Tremblay as well. I mean, basically, if regardless of the reason why you did it, saying that a player sought treatment, dragging that sort of private stuff out into the open, that's pretty friggin' low. Okay. Yeah. If this is supposed to be on a confidential basis. Now, if it had been Galchenyuk who told him this, or Galchenyuk had publicly said that he had been seeking treatment or something like that, well, it's a different story, because by then it wouldn't really be a story. Everybody would know about it. Everybody would talk about it, and they'd say, well, maybe that explains his slow start, blah 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 blah, whatever. But for him to come out with that the way that he did, I mean, I think Mr. Tremblay is going to find himself in a little bit of trouble here over this. Because it is definitely a violation of the privacy that these players are supposed to have when they seek professional treatment for a drug or an alcohol problem. And again, we don't know if Galchenyuk has done this. All we have is Mario Tremblay's statement that he did, and there's been no follow-up substantiation, and he hasn't been held account for that comment yet.
Yeah, so I'm sure this is going to be. And Jen told me in the car, she's like, and you wonder why people don't want to come to Montreal.
Oh, that's already been said a couple of times by a couple of English reporters there in Montreal. I've retweeted them today. They're saying, it's no wonder, it's no wonder why they don't want to come there, because of crap like this. This puts me back in mind of a few years ago, when there was this big story. TVA Sports had come out and there's like, oh, this big story is going to break tomorrow. It's going to devastate the Canadians. It's going to be terrible, horrible, blah, blah, blah. And the story came out, and it was sort of trying to allege that the Kostitsyn brothers, who then played for the Habs, that they were somehow had ties to organized crime. The ties basically being they were at a party where a local mobster also attended. Oh my God, this was supposedly the end of the world, and it turned out to be absolutely nothing. But yet this was hyped up as, oh my God, this terrible story, Canadians players consorting with gangsters. They just happened to be at this big party that a local mobster also happened to be there. Nothing came of it. Nothing. But it was blown up as this, terrible, horrible thing that was going to bring down the team and was going to be an embarrassment for the NHL, and nothing.
Well, they're like, well, we've been through this before with Jose Theodore, so we're
yeah, with Theodore. Oh, he hangs out with bikers or da da da. I was like, well, no, it was a
The
family
Propecia
member.
thing too.
Well, even that, and
Yeah,
that
that's
turned
true.
out being innocuous. He was using it for hair loss, for God's sake. And it's like, oh, no, that's on our list of banned substances. You're cheating. You're taking performance-enhancing substance. No, I'm taking something for hair loss.
So you sons of bitches.
Oh my God. Anyway, so
Montreal's great, guys. Is what we're
yeah,
trying to say.
I would say honestly, given there hasn't really been much in the way of follow-up on this right now, I kind of have a feeling this story is going to be dying a very quick death, because I haven't seen very much coverage of this either with the main sports media here in Canada, that being, of course, Sportsnet and TSN, because this would be something that, if true, would be huge. It's basically been nothing. It's been pretty quiet. It's basically just kind of stuck to being a sort of a localized story. And when it has sort of surfaced in social media, it's just been basically to dismiss Mario Tremblay as just stirring up shit.
Shocking, really. Just
Jack Todd of the Montreal Gazette. I think it was Jack Todd of the Montreal Gazette put it best. I think he's what he said today. He said, Tremblay did enough damage when he was the Canadiens coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much says it all.
Yeah, and here we are.
So here we are.
Things are fun in Montreal, kids. So just remember that.
Well, they are. I mean, come on. They serve draft pitchers of rum and coke in certain establishments. We know that Montreal can be fun.
Oh, it's fun. I'm just the hockey scene. Not
yeah, I don't know how much fun it is to be a player there, but anyway.
Well, what if you crush a lot? I guess.
Well, it's fun if you're winning.
Oh, absolutely. Well, anywhere is fun if you're winning.
Yeah, but much more so in Montreal.
Oh, absolutely. In Montreal, it's like, we got this, guys. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah. But
a couple trades this weekend or this week.
Yeah.
A trade this week.
Rare. Well, there was two. What
was the other one? Because I have the
Ryan Sproul.
Oh yeah, the minor league deal.
To the Rangers. Yeah, it was very much minor league both ways, but
Riley Sheehan going to Pittsburgh for Scott Wilson.
Yeah,
going the other way. Riley Sheehan, very well known how snake bit he was last season,
which he's carried over so far this start of this season too.
Sure. So it's kind of a apples for apples seems kind of deal. Though Scott Wilson is a little bit younger. I don't know if there's much upside to Scott Wilson as there is to Riley Sheehan, but who knows? I guess I'm the beholder.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, Riley Sheehan going to the Penguins. I mean, that was talked about since I believe late July was the first time that his name surfaced in the rumor mill, and it was something that I thought made a lot of sense at the time, and continued to do, and so when his name kept coming up, because of course, obviously the Red Wings had to free up some cap space because they were for the inevitable re-signing of Andreas Athanasiou. So Sheehan carried, just over $2 million in cap space for this season. So yeah, they got him off the books there. It was affordable for the Penguins, and the Red Wings get themselves back at least a serviceable fourth line guy. I mean, Scott Wilson, he can, I believe he can play center as well if need be, but he's more, best off as a winger. So he'll fit into that sort of youth thing they're going there. And Sheehan, perhaps he could be part of a reclamation project along the lines of what the Penguins were able to do with Justin Schultz. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns. He's going to he's getting a great opportunity. He's going to a terrific team with definitely a different atmosphere than what he has faced in Detroit the last couple of seasons. So it'll be interesting to see how things work out for him.
So you talk about Athanasiou signed a 1-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of knew this was a little bit coming.
Big time.
I don't think he wanted to play in Switzerland.
He was running out of runway very quickly here. Yeah. So he takes the deal, and they managed to get it done. But again, I can't help but think this is a case of a guy who's getting some bad advice from his agent. This is the same agent, by the way, who represented the young Mr. Anderson in Columbus, Josh Anderson. And basically it was the same deal with him. I mean, Anderson sat out the whole off season. He missed all the training camp, missed all the preseason, and then boom, 3 days before the regular season starts, he signs the contract that the Blue Jackets were giving him anyway. And basically he wasted his time and he wasted the Jackets' time. But these two guys, you know, have the same agent. And I mean, okay, I don't want to try and sit down and you know, badmouth the guy, but it kind of seems like he's giving his clients some bad advice, because at the end of the day, these guys did not get what they wanted and they held out for nothing.
Seems like a national treasure, this agent. I'm not going to lie to you. He seems great. He seems like he's doing
Darren Ferris is the agent's name.
Oh, we got to save him.
It's true. That's true. I thought you were thinking it. I thought Nicolas Cage was maybe his agent.
That's a good one.
When you went national treasure, I was thinking,
Yeah.
Well, you know, the problem is that the contract offers are often gone in 60 seconds.
So bad.
So yeah, the man Antiemi is terrible.
That fell apart quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wowzers. Oh my God. It's hard to believe that this guy backstopped a team to the Stanley Cup final and another one to within a game 7 in a Western Conference final. Man, the wheels have come off fast for him.
Boy, yeah. So he was put on waivers by the Penguins. Obviously, he let up 16 goals in two games.
It was 3 starts, I believe.
Oh, was it 3?
3-0. 0-3-0.
Point is this,
But still, he gave up a lot of goals.
and then the Florida Panthers is like, yes, just come on over.
Well, in that instance, I think this
Bobby Lou.
This is plugging some holes here. It's good. Poor old Bobby Lou. God bless him. God bless Bobby Lou, but he's 38 years old and never kissed a girl. Oh, wait, wrong. Back that up. 38 years old, and he's getting hurt a lot. Now.
Oh yeah, like it's an absorbent amount of time.
This tells me that this injury is he's going to be out for a little longer than people thought he was going to be. Because yeah.
I mean, the when you look at the reality of the situation here with Bobby Lou, I mean, it was the good thing, the shining light on all this is the fact that the contract runs out after this season, and after this season, they don't have to worry about that. Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on. Who gave? Like who? Really? What? What? Why would they do? Wait, no. Really? But I thought. Okay, I'm being told that it runs another 4 years after this one.
Yes. Yes. Very, very
Well,
painful. Very painful.
That's not good for business.
No, it is not, sir.
So Anthony Emmy is the only hope for the Florida Panthers. No, luckily James Reimer's there.
Well, they've got James Reimer now. Yeah, so you know that's not going to be too bad. Though the roof kind of caved in on him a little bit there last night, but against Montreal. But
first time that's happened for Montreal in a while, hasn't it? Oh,
boy, howdy! Yeah, that was a load off. Well, let's see what they can do with that. You know, there's still plenty of time for Montreal to come back and get themselves back into playoff contention, but they're still a fragile team right now, and they're basically a team that needs 6 guys all working well like they did last night. Of course, those 6 guys being Carey Price, Shea Weber, Max Pacioretty, Jonathan Drouin, Alex Galchenyuk, and your Brendan Gallagher. They need those 6 all playing well all the time, and if they're not, they're in trouble, as we saw in the previous 7 games. Big trouble.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Anthony Emmy needs someone like Sean Burke to help get his life back on track.
Wow, like I'm just surprised at how quickly the bottom fell out for him there. I mean, okay, last season with Dallas, but I mean, even before that, those 2 seasons in Dallas, like it just did not play well at all. But it was just like, well, maybe it's just with the Dallas team, and he's going to Pittsburgh, you know, a better defensive team, blah blah blah, and it just was the awfulness continued. Just God,
So terrible.
Well, honestly, I thought I was surprised. I was really surprised when he got claimed off waivers because I thought for sure he was AHL bound. So.
Oh yeah, no, I think everyone was.
Well, yeah.
Everyone's like, it's fine.
I mean, yeah, the Panthers did him a favor, but it was just he's just an insurance policy right now, because of Bobby Lou's injury status.
Exactly. Let me see. What do I got here? Roman Polak going back to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Congratulations to him and his. There's that. Well, I'll play a game with you.
Sure.
I'll play a game, and Johnny, I'll play a game with you.
All right.
I'll play a game with everybody here. I'll even participate in this game too. It's called Reality or Mirage. I will give you a team. I'll give you their record. Now you will tell me if it's a reality that they're playing like this or a mirage that they're playing like this. It's simple. It's not that hard. It's just a game show, folks. It doesn't have to be goddamn rocket science.
Unless your show's name is Rocket Science, in which case it better goddamn well be about rocket science.
And that's actually not really a game show. It's just Roger Clemens trying to do scientific elements that a third grader can do. So
that would actually, I would watch that.
He's more of a chemist, though.
Oh, I'd say.
Yeah.
Some kind of shots up his ass.
They're living through chemistry, kids.
There we go.
Rocket science would be great. That'd be right after Mr. Wizard.
Actually,
right before Bill Nye the Science Guy.
It would be a three host. It would be Roger Clemens, Pavel Bure, and Rahi Bismail. Rocket Ishmael. Remember him?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the ghost of Maurice Richard.
Of course.
As Jesus.
As Jesus. As the floating science head in the sky.
Yes. There we go. Even better. I like it.
All right, kids. I give you a team. I give you the record. Then you figure out what we're going to do. So, reality or mirage? Tampa Bay Lightning 8-1-1 to start the season. Johnny.
I'm going to go reality. I think that the Lightning are good this year. I think we're going to figure out that they make it out of the East. So I'm going to say that is a reality.
Mr. Richardson.
I absolutely concur with Johnny's take on that. Stamkos, leading scorer, 20 points. Kucherov, leading goal scorer.
Vasilevsky's come in well too.
Yeah, absolutely. And oh my God, yes, Sergachev. Once again, Montreal trades away another player who goes on to.
No, that's great. He's just going to win Rookie of the Year.
He's just going to be. Well, he'll be in the running if he doesn't win it for sure, and he'll go on to have a long and distinguished career. Alongside Victor Hedman, anchoring that Lightning blue line. But well done. We got Jonathan Drouin. It's all good. Oh God, it's going to hell so fast.
No, it's fine. Sweetie, it's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. Toronto 7-2-0. Lyle, reality or mirage?
Mostly reality with a hint of mirage.
Like that hint of mirage.
Yeah, the hint of mirage is on their blue line.
Mm-hmm.
The offense,
but they got back Roman Polak though.
Well, that'll help. Yeah, actually, he'll have block shots, but they don't have. As long as they keep going without a true top two established, skilled defenseman, it's always going to have a slight tinge of mirage because their offense is for real, their speed is for real. Freddie Anderson is for real. He has to be because a lot of work he's seeing. Yeah. But I don't hit a mirage there.
Mr. P.
I was gonna throw another country song that I just thought of.
Sure.
Rock the Red Solo Cup.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's strong.
Throwing that in. I'm gonna say Mirage for Toronto.
Oh,
I don't think that they're this good. I think that they will be fighting to get into one of the playoff spots. I mean, they're a playoff team, but I don't think they're 7-2-1 play as good. For the rest of the season. So,
I am going to go more mirage than reality because I do think they have a good team. Lyle, you mentioned defense. Freddie Anderson has a possibility of breaking down as well, facing so many shots, and as well as good as their offense is. I mean, you can't have a balanced attack. I mean, I don't know if this team can win 6-5 every night in the middle of the season. So
you're certainly not going to be able to pull that stuff off every night in the playoffs. That's for damn sure.
No, so I go the reverse of you with a mirage with hints of reality in there.
That's actually that's mostly my life. That might be the name of my autobiography.
There it is.
There we go. Yay!
With hints of reality in there. That's nice. Ottawa 4-1-4. So 4 overtime losses so far. Johnny, reality or mirage? It's hard.
I kind of want to go Mirage because I feel like Ottawa's not even that good.
Yeah,
Like I don't think they're as good as 4-1-4.
Yeah.
So I feel like the fact that they got to overtime might be skewing their the beginning of their season some, to be honest.
Well, not wrong. Lyle?
Okay, I am going to say that they are reality because they are who they are. This is a Guy Boucher team that puts the emphasis on defense. This is the thing that frustrates me about the Ottawa Senators. They have the talent. They have the horses to be a good team. They really do. They have the talent to be a good team, but they never, ever seem to elevate their game and be above that. I mean, they did it in the playoffs last year. Do I think they'll do it again this year? No. Looking at how they play, they could either catch fire again and stage another lengthy playoff run, or they could get bounced in the first round. You just don't know with them. So I'd say their record is reflective of reality. They are who they are.
I'm going to go with reality as well. Only on the sheer fact that Erik Karlsson's back, despite having half an ankle.
I know. Right? By the way, did you guys see that clip that just before the start it's been making
of
the
overtime
rounds?
with the LA Kings?
Yeah. Dustin Brown and
Kopitar.
Yeah, you're going to cover Karlsson, and Brown's like, I'm going to cover Oduya. I'm not covering Karlsson's laughing. It's nice to see those little human moments. I mean, no pressure, guys. It's just the start of 3-on-3 overtime, but
Exactly.
But it was just kind of nice to see that human moment in there where they all just laughed. It's like, I'm not covering him.
I will agree with Johnny that they are not. The overtimes help that 4-1-4 look.
Yeah.
But boy, howdy, I think that's what you're going to get. It's going to get a team that you're like, how the hell did they get to 87 points?
Yeah.
Like
82 ties.
Yeah, exactly.
And they won 7 shootouts.
Yeah.
How did this work, guys?
If you're a Senators fan, God, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for watching.
It's very frustrating because it's so frustrating because you can't get to the goddamn arena.
But it's frustrating that when you do, you see a team that could be better than they are.
So I actually have a question, but we'll wait until this talk is over.
Yeah,
because I don't know if you can do this. But go ahead, Scotty.
Oh, my thing. Yeah, I just think. By the way, they have a kid, Christian Wolanin, who plays for UND.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, that kid's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
A great defenseman. His dad played for Colorado.
That's one thing I will say about the Senators. That the same way as Montreal always seems to have goalies in their pipeline, Sens always have great defensemen in their system. Always.
Yep. So there you go, Johnny. What's your question?
So. Are we done the Mirage segment, or are we going to derail it for a little bit?
We can put a pause on it for a second. We'll put a timeout.
So my question is, and this stems from the soccer background that I have, is there a possible way to park the bus, quote unquote, in hockey? Like you can't really play a counter-attacking style in hockey. I don't feel like that's something that you can do. But is there like actually a way that you can just kind of force overtime all the time by playing super defensively outside of like just trappiness type things?
Outside of just trappiness? Well, Guy Boucher is the master of it with that 1-3-1 scheme.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't remember who it was. I think it was the Flyers.
Is that considered parking the bus? Is the soccer term of parking the bus is just playing defensive and striking on counterattacks? Is that the lock basically, or the 1-3-1 basically the hockey version of that?
I would say so, because I mean, I think it was the Flyers where just Chris Pronger stayed in his own zone for 30 seconds and the refs just had to move him forward.
Yeah, the ref had to tell him to play the puck because he just stood there. They just did a 1-3-1, and whenever they were, and when the one Lightning player came in on the attack, he just passed it over to his point man. And he just stood there, and they waited while the guy circled back. When the guy went after him, he just passed it over to Pronger, and they just did not move the puck forward. They just stood there on the blue line for something like 30. I think that's still on YouTube if you look.
It probably is.
I remember that.
Yeah, that caused a big stink. But it was just like, hey, their system's a joke. I mean, you can't event. They're just sending one guy into attack all the time. He said we could just stand here all day and do nothing.
And that's how you force. That's how a team like the Ottawa Senators forces ties.
Yeah.
Because the situation they're in. All right, so we now move on to the Detroit Red Wings 4-5-1. Lyle, reality or mirage?
Oh, it's reality. They started out strong, but now reality's biting them in the ass. You know, if you had asked me this a week ago when they were 4-1 and something, I would have said mirage. But what you're seeing now, since then, it's definitely reality. They are still a rebuilding team, and they got a long way to go.
Yep. Johnny?
Yeah, I'm going to go same way. Reality. I like the bump from the Crazy Bread.
Yeah.
And obviously the ability to pick that up with some garlic Parmesan wings.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean, you don't make the playoffs for 25 years and then miss it 1 year, and then all of a sudden you're a playoff team again. It's not the way it works.
I'm going mirage. They're much worse than this.
Okay.
I don't trust the goaltending. I don't. They're definitely rebuild.
Didn't they give up like a 3-0 or a 3-1 lead to the Caps on Friday night? I was just getting notifications.
Oh, they might have. I can't remember that game that much. They were.
That's the game Ovi scored in overtime, but
yeah, they were up. No, it wasn't. It was like 2-1, or it was. I think it was 3-1. So they gave up 2 goals. So to push it, but yeah, I don't trust Mike Green as your top right defenseman. Nicholas Kronwall's there. I mean, I don't trust their defense at all. I don't trust this team one bit. I think they're much worse than they are. All right, so if you're scoring at home or even if you're alone, I got a little Scotty screen share.
Yeah.
Here we go. So here is the Philadelphia Flyers just sitting there.
We're gonna get flagged again.
Mocking the system. It's fine. We're not playing audio. It's fine.
Yeah, there's the first
Lightning
player in.
No,
And you know what? I don't have a problem with that, to be honest.
No,
from a Flyers standpoint.
Oh no, from the Flyers standpoint, everybody was on their side for doing that.
I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah. They did not get slammed for that at all. If anything, they got almost universal.
And then they whistle it down
acclaim.
because of that. And they whistle it down. I think he gets a call for delay a game. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's Laviolette chewing on some ice.
Yeah.
Remember him? Remember Peter Laviolette with the Flyers? That was great times. Now he's with the Predators doing great things.
The Predators doing great things.
What exactly
go.
can you call it?
Look at it. Look. Oh.
So here it is. Here's the breakdown. Just the 1-3-1. Just hanging out.
Mhm.
And then NBCS.
That's the worst. Like, that's almost as bad as the glow puck when you have to put the number of people on to show that was a 1-3-1. You can literally see it. They're standing on the red line.
Yeah. Oh, and very quickly, glow puck. Our buddy Greg Wyshynski's thinking, well, maybe I can bring him back and it might work out this time because the technology's better. Bad, Greg.
I love it. I love every bit of it. I love every bit of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go reality.
No, I hate
that. Reality.
No, it won't be any better. Mirage.
I think that it should be
better.
I did see a very interesting thought though with the glow puck is that if it's internet based and it's on the NHL Network app, quote unquote, or whatever app that you can watch Center Ice on, if it's on the app itself and you had the ability to toggle it on or off as you Chromecast it to your TV, then I feel like people could just choose for themselves whether they'd like to see it.
That I would consider acceptable.
And yeah, we're in an age where you can do that. I'm sure you can.
Yeah. Because I don't want, because call me old school, but I don't have any problem seeing a black puck on white ice. Okay, I can follow that. But for people who can't, and if you want to have that option, fine. But don't clutter up my TV screen with it. Yeah, if I can toggle it on or off, yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to ask a really stupid question at this point. But do people even watch hockey games anymore? Like, I don't watch hockey.
I do.
I put it on the TV and I listen to what's going on. And when something cool occurs, I look up and I watch the replay because they're gonna show it to me over again. Or if I
my
miss
God, are they ever
something,
going
I
to show it
rewind
to you?
and I'm gonna play it over again. I very rarely actually watch hockey anymore. It's on my TV in the background while I'm putting together a Lego bus or something. I don't know.
I watch the games, but I dig what you're saying though, Johnny. I dare say that you're not the only person because
No.
and that's the thing. I mean, the replay, that's what bugs me the most because we don't get just one or two replays like we used to. It's 5 or 6, and then they go to the intermission and they got to show it to you again. You know, like that's my beef. I mean, how do you miss anything? Why would you need a glow puck? Oh, you missed the action. Don't worry about it. Here's 5 different replays from 5 different angles at 5 different speeds to show you everything you missed.
What they should do is they should give you glasses at the rink that you can use glow pucks on.
That's perfect. Just follow up that way. Like 3D glasses.
There you go. That would be an interesting gimmick.
Jen also does that where she has the game on in the background when she just reads or whatever, which I can never understand. I don't know how you can read with distractions.
I mean, I will say that like playoff time, I don't do it.
Oh God! Well,
because
yeah,
I'm
there's a lot
sitting
more
there
than
like
one.
watching the game and this, that, and the other thing. But if I turn on, actually, what's really cool this year, and I don't remember it occurring in the past, but CSN Washington has become NBC Washington.
Yep.
They all.
I don't know if they just rebranded everything or whatnot.
Yeah, they rebranded.
Yeah. It's like,
But they're showing a lot of the other market games now as well. So I'm not just getting the Caps games on NBC Washington. I'm getting Flyers games from NBC Philadelphia, and I'm getting Detroit games, and I'm getting like all these games from around the country that are on just random nights. And I can flip the game on, whatever game is on, any night that TV is on, or turn on the NHL network and just watch whatever they're doing. But I don't actually have to watch it.
Yeah.
I just kind of listen to it, and for some reason, I've always found radio to be more interesting to me than sitting and watching.
Because you have to tell the story that way.
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
use that visual.
Much more descriptive.
So.
And just to that point as well. I mean, speaking from as a fan, when I do watch games, if it's two teams that
It's
are playing,
the
I'm not that interested in. If the game's on, I mean, yeah, I may just zone out and all that. But that's why I always try to watch whatever the game is that night. If it's Edmonton playing Calgary, well, I'm going to be engrossed watching that game. You know, because it's Battle of Alberta, but you've also got Connor McDavid going up against Johnny Gaudreau and Sean Monahan. So I'm really interested in seeing that. You know, now with Toronto being such a wide open sort of offensive team, I watch their games more now because they kind of put me in mind in a way of what the 80s games were like. It's like they're going to be high scoring. You don't want to miss anything, you know. Those ones. But I mean, if it's, you know, Arizona against Carolina, well, sorry. I mean, I'm probably, if that's the only game on, I may put it on, but I may not pay that much attention to it. You know,
No, you're right. I'm trying because I got the NHL package. That's my package. Trying to watch at least one game a night. So
yeah,
when I can. Buffalo 3-5-2.
Buffalo 3-5-2. The welcome to reality.
Oh, interesting, Johnny.
Still rebuilding.
I'm going to say one more thing about the last topic real quick. I think my problem with TV is that I actually am not able to see as much of the game as I do when I'm at the ice.
Fair enough.
So I think that's my problem, is that everything's zoomed in so close that I can't actually see how plays develop or
Smart, yeah.
the skill of everything, you know, like
the
so
nuances.
that's why I don't actually watch very much.
Yeah, it is a completely different experience.
Oh yeah.
To watch a game live compared to watching it on TV. I mean, it doesn't matter what level. I mean, you know, I go to the Islander games here at Quebec Major Junior League, and you know, as I said, it always strikes me at how different it is and much better experience to watch the games live in the arena than, you know, watching them on TV. You know, even though TV gives you a lot of different angles and a lot of them breakdown, they're telling you things. But you know, it's
Yeah,
nice.
but
It's
they're-
nice to just sit there and just watch the game, watch it unfold. Nobody talking to you, describing the action, and you can see everything. You know how everything's unfolding for yourself.
And nothing's ever wide enough, though. That's the problem.
Mhm.
Like everything has to be zoomed in close.
Yeah.
For Buffalo, I am also going to go reality. I think that they are probably on this path. They aren't as bad as they used to be, but they're not in the playoffs.
No.
They're as good once as they've ever been, though.
There you go.
Still more work to be done there. They're going to get better, but there's still more work to be done.
Yep, it's a reality for right now.
Reality
Boston,
bites.
Boston 3-3-1. Johnny, reality or
Oh,
Boston's a tough one,
God.
especially with Rask out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
It's a tough one. Yeah.
this is advantage push.
I like it.
I'm gonna say that this is a mirage. I feel like they're gonna get worse.
Oh.
Ooh.
I don't know what pieces they really have, and if Rask is already hurt this season, and Hudobin is he's still there, I think.
He's a
Yep.
boy.
Yeah, if he's heading into net, I don't know how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm going to say Mirage. I think they're going to be better. They've been walloped with a fair bit of injuries to start the season. I mean, they were without Bergeron, for the first half dozen games. They were without Backus for several games. You mentioned, of course, Rask being out. Fortunately for him and the Bruins, he's expected back in, I believe, about a week, maybe less. So that's good news on that front. But they've and I think Krejci's hurt again as well. So yeah, injuries have taken a bite right now. I think they get healthier. They get some of these guys back and get healthy. I think we're going to see a better effort from them. I like the young talent they've got. I like how they're transitioning as well. I mean, they've got a good mix there. I think with their veterans and the young kids they have. It's just a matter right now, just getting them veterans, those guys that are sidelined, getting them all healthy, and then I think you're going to see a much better effort from the Bruins.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a mirage. I think they're going to get better, but I also think they have a chance to get worse. So I think it's a push. Florida, 3-5-0. Lyle.
I think this is reality, guys. I think this is reality. And it's a damn shame. They've got again. This is one of those teams that has the talent to be better than they are, and they were when Gerard Gallant was their coach. Right now, like I said, they're going with a new guy behind the bench, and Bob Bugner. Now maybe things will shake themselves out, but I'm not seeing any real improvement out of them this season. To be fair, I've only seen a couple of their games, but I haven't seen anything that's shown a lot of improvement. They were one of the teams I was interested in watching, and so far I'm not seeing it.
Johnny.
I'm going to go with Lyle. I'm going to say reality, and I'm going to say that I wanted this team to be better than this.
Yeah, I think everyone did.
Yeah.
I feel like that they have so much young talent that this team is one of the teams that should be Toronto. They should be these teams that have all this young talent that is starting to put it together and who's playing fast. And they were exciting to watch last year. And I don't see it anymore. So maybe it's like you said, maybe it's the coaching change. Maybe I don't know, but you need to take the reins off the kids if that's what it really is and let them play hockey. Because
yeah.
I think Owen Tippett gets sent back too. He needs a little more.
Yeah.
A little more seasoning.
I mean,
This is reality because I don't trust that blue line. For some reason, I don't trust that blue line, and I should trust it more. I don't trust it enough.
You'd think a blue line that's weird, that's got guys like Yandel and Ekblad there that, But
yeah, and I don't know what their goaltending is without Luongo. I don't know what their goaltending is with Luongo. So there's that. Finally, in the Atlantic, Montreal 2-6-1. Johnny,
I have a feeling that this is a mirage. I feel like this can get better. I feel like Carey Price can win games on his own, and has in the past. And maybe it's just early in the season. Maybe Galchenyuk gets his whatever together. Like all of this takes place. But I mean, this team was better last year, and they lost what? Radulov?
Radulov and
Emilov?
and Markov.
Or Markov, yeah. But I don't know. I feel like they'll be better. I feel like they're better than this record.
Lyle?
Oh, I definitely agree with Johnny on that. This is a team that's better than their record right now. It piss poor start to without question, but they can get this back. I listen. If you ask me who would I rather have on the team, Radulov or Drouin? Drouin, hands down. Okay, Drouin still got lots of upside, and I mean we saw it last night. 2 assists. He was among the key factors in that win. Radulov, meanwhile, he's got 4 points, 9 games with Dallas, and that chemistry we expected to see, with the Stars playing with Ben and Sagan hasn't materialized. The loss of Markov hurt them more, I think, than anybody expected, because it took away an element of that puck moving element that they had back there. But again, I mean, when you got a goaltender like Price, a blue line stud like Shea Weber, and guys like Pacioretty and Drouin and Gallagher, and yes, Galchenyuk when he's on his damn game, former 30-goal scorer, then yeah, I think that this is a team that stands to be better. So definitely their record's a mirage right now.
I'm saying it's a mirage, but you can see the reality in it. You can see there's a reality. There's a partial reality in it.
I will say this. I think they're a playoff team, but they're no way a cup contending team.
No,
maybe Price steals an opening round series, depending on who they face, and then after that, see ya.
Yeah,
they got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, no, I like the upside that they have coming up.
Yeah,
I think they have a lot more prospects than they've had in years past that are developing well.
Yeah,
because how long have we heard about Michael McCarron? How long have we heard about Jacob De La Rose? Like how many these guys are finally getting to it? Yeah. But I mean, I think the young crop of guys they have in their system now are doing a lot better. I mean, hell, Victor Mete is tremendous.
Oh my Lord, he through this whole month he's been the only real bright spot. It's just his play, but he can't do it all on his own. But no. I mean, the kid's proven you can pair him up with Weber and he can hold his own. So yeah, absolutely.
I think you get a lot more. I think Alzner just has to get a little bit more comfortable, and I think he'll be a big contributing factor.
Yeah,
down the road as well. All right, we might have to.
Réalité.
What the hell?
Réalité.
Nice.
That was for our French listening fans.
Oh, perfect.
Réalité.
We can do a lightning round through the Metro if we want, guys.
Or we could save it for next week if you want.
Or we could save it for next week. That works for me.
Yeah.
Lau, we have any other things that we did not trip upon?
No, actually, I think we pretty much got her covered.
Like we said last week, early season Blues, not really much in terms of trades.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I mean, when it comes to trades, I mean, when we do see something, it's these small deals like we saw the Wings do, and that was something that was definitely done out of necessity for cap reasons. So,
Brooks Lake getting signed by the Kings. I know he impressed them a lot during their camp, and I guess it only took Jeff Carter having slashed in the leg. But I'm not gonna lie, I've been fairly impressed with how the Kings have been playing this year.
Oh man, what a change! All it took was promoting John Stevens and adopting a more offensive style of game. You know? I mean, they've turned it right around. I mean, the talent was. I mean, look at Dustin Brown, for God's sake. It's been years since he's played this well offensively. Because for the last 3-4 seasons, I mean, Daryl Sutter kept bouncing him around the lines, but he kept employing him as in more of a defensive role. And now it's like he's been liberated. I mean, he's on the top line with Kopitar. He's scoring again. They're a completely different team than what they were last season.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Lyle. Well, we're gonna. It's gonna be a short show for us tonight because we had some issues going on. So we're gonna leave you here.
All righty.
Thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you again next week, and I appreciate you judging our Canadian/hockey country song contest.
You guys did better than I would have done. That's for darn
There we
sure.
go. Perfect. Well, we did the research. We put the legwork in.
There you go.
Put the
We're the
legwork
ones
in.
who cared.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but remember, I'm the one who pulled a boy named Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah.
Right off the
Yeah, I was
top.
just gonna say you probably wouldn't have given a shit enough to really do that. You would have been the mark. You would have been the mark of our group.
It's not a boot scoot and boogie, but it's up there. It's up there.
It's good. It's a good one. It's a
up
good
there.
pull.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time that song has come up on my phone right now, that's all I can. And I've started singing it.
Nice.
So like I'm singing in the car, and I'm like a boot scoot. And boot.
You'll never hear that. Listen to that song the same way ever again. It'll always be that way.
Ever again.
And for that, we can thank Scotty.
Yes, you're welcome, everybody. All right, buddy. We will talk to you again next week.
Talk to you next week, guys. Have a great week. Take care.
You too, buddy. See ya. There you go. This is Lyle Richardson, SpectresHockey.net, hockeynews.com, PI Guardian Island, Guardian, and then Bleacher Report for the slideshows. But I will say this: apparently, Jen's got her new sporting news article coming up soon, and she might have a article with slideshows. So get ready for that on sportingnews.com. But first, Johnny P, give us some shout outs.
Nice. Well, shout out Jen. Getting articles published and such. It's great work. I like it. I like all the slideshows. I like slideshows on slideshows. Make it happen. Rack it. What else? I'm gonna give a diss to soccer right now. Bad. Soccer's over though. No more refereeing. I'm still playing. Could have gone without getting hit in the head with the soccer ball. But yeah. And a diss to technology as well right now. I think everything's still set up upstairs. Part of me wants to figure out why the microphone didn't work, and the other part of me just wants to say screw it, I'm going to bed. And I think the screw it is gonna win. So yeah, it is what it is. Whatever. But I will give a shout out to my cowboy hat. This thing's fantastic. This is the Jason Aldean version of the cowboy hat. It has, if you can see right there, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it says it's got Jason Aldean right there in the middle of it. Fits me well. Looks fantastic. I need to break this out more often, not just for Canadian country.
Yeah, I think it's a good summertime look, brother. Not gonna lie to you.
I mean, this is Glen Burnie through and through. DC United jacket or GC United jersey. If I was wearing my Ravens jersey right now with my cowboy hat, I couldn't get more Glen Burnie.
Oh no, you really couldn't.
Unless
No,
I was doing the show from Frank's Den.
Oh, I'm sure we can get in the dart room. Be even
Oof.
better.
Wow. With the dark eye.
Oh, there we go.
Wow. Who has his own fucking show? What a joke.
Yeah, we talked to that's fucking.
I'm out.
Woof, fucking memes.
On that note.
Yeah. Diss to the dark guy. No, you know what? Shout out to the dark guy. Diss to TSN programming. Like you couldn't find anybody else qualified to do that. I don't blame the guy for getting money, but Jesus Christ, come on, marketing people. Shout out to Nick Ellis of the Bakersfield Condors, the Millersville, Maryland native, AA County representing AHL Player of the Week. Dun 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 dun. So Millersville's own going ham in the AHL. Shout out to little some swamp rabbit hockey. Sure, why not? Get a little swamp rabbit ski there. Shout out to Hockey Cards. Shout out to Jen, who's doing some stuff and things. And shout out to Patreon because I'm setting that up right now. So I'm kind of setting it up, doing some things, and it should be live probably by next week. So every other podcast has a Patreon. Why the hell should we not have a Patreon?
Agreed.
Even if it's like $1 and $5, I'm sure you guys can maybe spare with $1 a month. We'll see how it goes. We'll put it up. Stay tuned to all our social medias.
You can mail me $1.
Exactly, we can do that. That's essentially we had the. You know what's funny? I think about it. We had the most archaic Patreon.
True.
Where people
we
gave
had
us,
like Pony Express Patreon.
Johnny back in the day had people send him $1, and it worked. And then he lived in Fells Point, and Fells Point happened. Were you in Fells Point or were you in the city?
I was in Canton.
Oh, Canton.
Yeah, I was
That's
in the
right.
city. I was in Canton.
Mm.
That was when we gave away all our face-off hockey show shirts to the homeless
That's true.
and
Or
drug
to
dealers.
a hip hop community. Who's to say?
Who knows?
Uh,
I've yet to see one in Baltimore though. But the day that I see somebody wearing a face-off hockey show in Baltimore, I'm gonna know it's, and I'm gonna laugh.
That's not one of our friends.
No, right? Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna think that's fantastic. Of all the things that you could steal out of somebody's car, you steal promotional items with their logo on it.
Yeah. Was that the bigger than Texas shirts? The red ones?
Yeah, it was all the red ones I lost.
Yeah. Damn. I never got a red one. I got a gray one somewhere, and I have a.
I don't own a face-off hockey show shirt.
I know you gave them all away. I was surprised by that.
Yep. I still have the jerseys though. Jerseys and such.
Yeah, I have the jersey. I have the jersey, just the singular one.
Well, our jersey, but then I have the Deadeye one, and I have the face-off hockey show one that you guys played in the
Oh shit,
tournament.
that's right. I do have that. I have that one. And I have the Deadeye one. So I guess I do have those. Oh well. Anyway, folks, that's it. That's all. We're done. For Johnny P, Mark with a C, who was an hour ago, and me, Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. Guess what, guys? Stay tuned. It's faceoffhockeyshow.com. It's part of the Blog Talk Radio Network. Check us out on Facebook, FOHS Radio. Check us out on Twitter, Faceoff HGKY Show. Check us out on. That's it. That's all we have, I think. Pretty sure. That's it. So that's it. That's all. Until next week, kids. We will talk to you then. Till then, peace.
Things are going fine till that one. Johnny Rocket was a kid from the suburbs, always at the beach, rocking a constant sunburn, child prodigy, until he hurt his knee. At the hospital with the drip of the morphine. Wasn't his fault, it was a circumstance. Addictive personality, he had no